Hey, welcome everybody to the Agent Mastermind class with your host, Mr. Scotty Hudspeth. Scotty, how you doing today, bud?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me, and honored to be here. And it's always a pleasure to hang with you guys, as always. And I can't tell you how much I'm enjoying the success stories on the private Facebook group. So if you're joining us for the first time, feel free to go there. We were at 6,083 the last time. That was at 11:30 today, Eastern Time Zone. Which I'm just really excited about it, man. There's just it's where you can ask questions. Don't be shy. Only the people inside the group are going to see the questions, and the activity is just off the charts. And I really sincerely appreciate everybody giving a little bit of their time and expertise and opinions. A lot of questions going on in there, and I just love to see the activity and people growing. One thing that I wanted to share, Derek Monroe. Paul, I don't know if you've seen this or not, but there's literally 65, 70 comments on this thing. He referred to the flower pot strategy, but he's just sending a letter, and there's something to do with the crinkleness of this letter.
I did read that. I love the idea of it.
Yes, so he landed a $535,000 listing a couple months ago that is now pending, and another one yesterday was $700,000 all signed up. So Derek, congratulations, and I can't thank you enough for sharing. There's a million people that are asking, not a million, but you know what I'm saying. For 6,000 people, there's a lot of people asking for a copy of this letter. And if you want to send it to me, brother, I will make sure that everybody gets a copy of it, and we'll put it up in the archives for the stuff that's working, if you will. So today, Paul, this class will change your life if you incorporate it into your business and your personal life. No questions asked.
Couldn't agree more on that. And the cool thing about it is, as you go through it, guys and girls, I highly, highly recommend, and I know we've said this on some occasions before, but this is one of those classes you do not want to multitask. We're going to be going through an actual exercise that you can do right here live on the class to figure out exactly what your high dollar activity is, or what it is that the thing that you could do to change your life and business right now today. If you follow these exercises, you will get to that point today on the class.
Yeah, and we're going to do some stuff. We're going to talk about some stuff. I'm going to give you some suggestions that are going to help you to find virtual assistants. I got a bunch of examples. I got a bunch of websites. We've talked to a bunch of people that can help you with all the stuff that you shouldn't be doing, so you can focus on the 20% that's making you 80% of your money. Now, what I find most of the time, or sometimes, is that people are focusing on the 80% that is making them 20% of their money, and if they just flip that, literally in a day, their business goes through the roof in a very short period of time. And the biggest one at the very end here is, what do you like doing? That is so important because, guys, we get one today, one tomorrow. We can't get that back. So if we don't like what we're doing, let's find someone else that does like what we're doing so we can do the things or more of what we do like doing. So that's where I'm going to start. So what is the 20% effort that's making us 80% of our money or getting us 80% of our results? That's a big – there's no secrets to this. I'm going to give you some analogies and some exercises to do. I got a little contest that I would love to throw out there, and I would love to throw everybody into a drawing for a free T-shirt. I'm having some really cool T-shirts made for the Agent Mastermind, and so, whether you want a T-shirt or not, I just love – what I want is the accountability part, that you do this exercise and share it with the group. So I'm going to talk about that at the end. So what's our lesson? Are we doing something that we hate doing? Are we doing work that a clerk or an assistant could be doing? Are we inventing tasks so that we can trick ourselves into thinking that we are being productive, okay? That is a tough one. I actually had an experience with a real estate agent I met with. He was had his computer up, a couple tabs on the bottom, and I said, so what do you got going down there? He goes, I'm moving one set of tasks to another task management system. So he was literally spending time moving one set of tasks to another, like to manage this. So it was, I said, I can help you a lot. So So get this. Here's the crazy part, and I'm going to draw on this just for a second because this really depicts what is going on here. So this 20% right here is a result of 80% of our money if we do this right. So let's just say that we make $100,000, and I'm not as good of a drawer as our tax guy we had up here, but you guys are going to get the idea. So let's just say that this is a $100,000 pie, okay? And in this $100,000 pie, this equates to $80,000. Well, if I do nothing but focus on the 20%, so if I'm doing 10 things and I focus on the 2 things that are making me 80% of my money, I'm going to make $80,000. If I quit doing the 80%, does that make sense to everybody? Because this is really important. This is so important. So if I do the 20% of this stuff that's making me, and I'm gonna help you find out what those things are, and I'm gonna show you how to literally double your income. I'm gonna show you how to get an $80,000 raise or an 80% increase in your income. Okay, and work literally a third of the time, because what you're gonna find out. I mean, think about a Bill Gates. He probably has a 1% inside of his 20. Or a Steve Jobs, he had a 1% inside of a 20. Like, he literally focused on what he was so good at, and he literally delegated the rest, or deleted the rest sometimes, is what we're going to talk about. So think about this. Say if you did, so here's the one thing though. If you delegate, if you give up the 20%, okay, say I don't want to lose 20% of my income, right? Because I'm going to make 80% of my income doing 20% of the stuff, but I don't want to give up the 20%. Because I'm a little bit greedy. So what if I did the 20% again? So now I'm making $80,000, doing the 20% of the effort, and I just repeat the 20%. Whoops, and I do it again. Does that make sense?
Well, you doubled your income. You doubled your income with 40% of the effort.
Correct. So I take 2 hours and do the 20% that's making me 80% of my results. And I go, you know what? I'm going to do it again. So now I'm making 80 times 80 is 160% increase in my income, and I'm only doing the 20%. So I'm going to show you some strategies on how to do this. And guys, it's really simple, but it's actually the most difficult thing you're ever going to do in your lives, because so one of the biggest challenges that I hear, that I deal with, the people I work with, is letting go of the things that I'm the best at this. I'm the best at that. Nobody can do this. Nobody can do that as good as me. And, oh, heaven forbid, I'll lose clients doing that. Oh, I can't do that. So that's where the power comes behind finding somebody that you can trust, but letting go, but having it so that it's 80% is good. And what you're going to find out, oh, my God, it's just like a wave of freedom come over you, where you're going to find out that some people that like doing the stuff you don't like doing are better at doing it because they're passionate about it, and they care about what that part about. They care about that part, and that's what they do. So
the formula is simple. The formula is simple. Taking action on it is where it becomes a little more difficult.
Taking action is tough because I just had a discussion this morning with one of my partners, and his hardest part is he has a dream, he has a goal out there. Here's where I want to get to, but I can't find the right people to get me there or help me get there. I can't. And I said, okay, is it that you can't find the people, or you're not letting go enough to learn, like to teach them how to do what your expectations are? Because if you go, you know what, they come to you and they stand. I mean, you guys are all probably aware of this. You go to your door and you have people standing in line at your door going, hey, Paul, I need help with this. Hey, Paul, I need help with this. I need help with this. And you're like, you know what, I'll just do it instead of trying to help you do it and get it off my plate. I'll just do it. So then you have 10,000 things, like you're carrying around this backpack of stuff you have to do because you won't let other people do it because you're afraid, or, oh, you know what, it's just faster for me to do it than it is to just teach somebody else how to do it. That's one of the hardest challenges. So here's the test that I want you guys to do, that you can do, and I would love to see the results. And this may not take a day, it may take a week, but you need to go through and write down a list of items that you do every single day. And guys, I want to show you. I found an article where somebody put up, I think it's 185 things that you have to go through during one transaction. Paul, 185 things that a real estate agent goes through in one transaction. It's insane, right?
185 in one transaction.
Things. I'm going to show you the list. Yeah. So here's just a couple of them. I mean, of course, and most of these don't have to do with the actual loan, like a file in process with a buyer or a seller. I mean, check this list out. It's no wonder we don't get a whole lot done in the day because of all this stuff on our plate. Check emails, make lunch, return calls, talk to clients in process, put out fires, check status on files, open houses, calling leads, show homes, monthly mailers, and the list goes on. Go to Office Depot. We got to get equipment. We got to get video marketing, bookkeeping, payroll, plan a day, agent mastermind classes. You're here with me. Home inspections, pest inspections, go to closings, calling, meeting new clients, referral partners. I mean, guys, so I found this thing.
And that doesn't even include social media engagements, taking pictures of the home. I mean, the list goes on and on.
So here's 100. I found this, and I'll give you this link. It's Ohio Realtors. Just get a copy of the PowerPoint. It has this, but 184. Sorry, I was one off. Tasks agents do for you, and like this thing goes 180. I was just like, oh my God! Make appointment with seller for listing presentation. Send a written or email confirmation of appointment. Review appointment request. I mean, guys, it's insanity, right? The question is, and I'm going to show you a little exercise at the end, how to get rid of this stuff so you only focus on the stuff that is high dollar money making activity that you love doing, okay? It's so, so important, okay? All right. So and I just explained this to one of the people, one of my partners here. She goes, what do you do in the class on? I said, the 80-20. And she goes, okay, we all need to work on that. I said, it's real simple. Here it is. In one sentence, pick the 3 things that if you don't do, it's not 1, 2, and 3, it's 1, 1, and 1. If you don't do these 3 things 8 hours a day for the next 5 days, over the next 90 days, you're going to be out of business. What are those 3? And she got this look on her face like, that's interesting. She goes, well, what about the rest? I go, well, 1, do they need to be done? 2, can someone else do them 80% as good? And 3, what is it costing you to do all these things that, 1, half of them you don't like doing, right? That's the big thing. So the exercise, pick the 3 things out of your list of stuff. And guys, the list is 5 miles long, and I'm going to show you again a little exercise. But here's where I want to go. Typically, the big money, and this is not a test. Typically, the big money is made consulting with clients and building relationships. Would anybody disagree with me on that? Strategic, not tactical.
That's the big one right there. It's being strategic is the high dollar activity. The tactical stuff is the assistant work, quite frankly.
Yeah, is Bill Gates strategic when he meets with people, or is he tactical? Is Steve Jobs you could name off a million people. Are they strategic or are they tactical? They don't do tactical stuff. They do strategic stuff. They strategize, and they go, okay, who's going to take care of that? You? Okay, great. Who's going to take care of that? You? Great. Who's going to take care of that? Great. You. Okay, good. All done. I'm going to make sure that everybody is accountable. You're going to report to me on Friday. You're going to report to me on Friday. You're going to report to me on Friday with these results, right? They have to be results-driven, okay? When should you get an assistant? At a certain closings per month? When I'm too busy? It's kind of funny. We talk about this, like, if you're in the Daytona 500, and we say, you know what, Paul? I'm going to get that fast engine after I win the Daytona 500. Sounds good, right? Doesn't work that way. I'm gonna hire the number one. I'm gonna hire that quarterback as soon as we win the NFL. As soon as we win the Super Bowl, I'm hiring the best quarterback in the league. Doesn't work like that, right? You got to hire that assistant now, and I'm gonna help you do that. It doesn't mean. And here was my big roadblock. I'll be honest. Here was my big roadblock. I think that we're programmed that everybody has to work 40 hours a week. Like everybody. Well, shoot. If I hire somebody, God, 40 hours at 10, 12, 15 bucks an hour, oh my God, that's like a lot of that's like a whole closing, right? Like I got to close one more deal a month just to pay for my assistant. Well, here's the thing: what if you just had somebody come in for 2 hours a day and do the things that you don't like to do or really don't have to do because they do it just as good, and they work 8 hours a week for you, and you go, well, nobody would take that job, right? Well, if you put an ad out there and somebody calls and it says 2 hours a week and they call and says, I want that job, that's not you saying they want the job. That's them saying, hey, that works for me because I have other responsibilities that I have to take care of in my life, and 2 hours a day would be awesome. That's a good fit, right?
Absolutely.
Tells the story.
And the beautiful thing about an assistant is the reality is you get some of those, if you're able to focus on that 20% by unloading that 80% on an assistant, whether it be 40 hours or 8 hours or whatever the case may be, you're able to focus on your 20%, which equates to another closing or 2 closings a month. And the assistant doesn't cost you any money at that point. The assistant actually makes you money.
Right. Well, here's a little exercise that I like doing, and I'm checking my math again. 52. Let's see. So 40 hours times 52 weeks in a year is 2,008. Okay, I got it right. Woohoo! Had some look. I delegated out the math, so I just wanted to make sure they were right. Is what I'm really saying. Right? Yeah. All right. So income last year. Plug the number in there, whatever it is. And I have a little example here. It's 40 hours in a week. You know, most of us work more than that. And if you're doing what you like, I don't. You know, somebody asked me, Scott, how many hours you work a week? And I said, I don't work any. Like, what do you mean? I go, I absolutely, positively am working on my 20%, and I love doing what I do. Guys, I love doing these classes. I love helping people achieve their goals, dreams, and desires. I love seeing other people help people be successful. It's just literally so exhilarating, it's not even funny. So income last year divided by 2,080 hours equals your hourly wage, okay? And I highly recommend to do this, because when you do this, it'll make you think differently during the day. So let's just use 100,000 divided by 2,080 hours equals $48.80 an hour if you work a normal 40-hour work week. So what I want you to do is, would you ask this question, would you pay someone $48.08 an hour to do what you were doing on a daily basis on that list of stuff that you're going to make as a test, and show us what the 3 things are that you're going to do? Would you pay someone $48 an hour? Most of the time, you're going to say, absolutely not, right? I would hope so. And if that's the case, the problem is, why are you doing it then? Right? Why are you doing it? If you wouldn't pay someone and that's what you make, I mean, guys, double this, 200,000. I mean, there's people on this call that make $400,000 or $500,000 a year, $200 an hour. And if you're doing postcards or mailers or editing your listings or getting your stuff on YouTube or, you know, setting up the results and advanced strategy or stuff like that other people could be getting ready for you, that's $200 an hour that you're throwing out the window. And it's time that you could be spending on your health, your family time. I mean, so we're going to go over, I don't know, I get passionate about this because this really truly is a life changer for you guys. So what I want you to do is take and put a picture of money, a big stack of money, and whatever that number is, and put it somewhere where you can see it every single day. Whether
Tape it to your computer monitor or your phone, your keyboard.
On your phone. You know a really good idea, Paul? I'm glad you brought that up. A lot of people put whatever they want to accomplish on their phone as the background picture. So when they look at their phone, every single time they look at the home screen of their phone, it's their goals, dreams, and desires right there. They see it 1,000 times a day. So if you put that number in your phone as the background, I'm telling you, when you're on that phone call, is it a $48 an hour call? If it's not, could it be? Or if you're working on something, is it something that somebody else could do on Fiverr for $5? Probably so. And you're spending an hour working on it going, man, I can't get it. I'm struggling. I'm stressed. Like, the mortgage payment's due next month, and you're spending time doing something that somebody will do for $5 on Fiverr. All right? So that's one test, is put this number, whatever this number is, on your visual scan that you see 100 times a day, okay? I challenge you to do that, because I'm telling you what's going to happen is when you actually start doing this stuff, you're going to go, man, Scotty got me on this one. I'm spending, somebody could do this for $5 on Fiverr, and I could have it back tomorrow, and I'm sitting here spending an hour doing it when I could be spending time with my family or at the gym, or maybe making calls to past clients to just say hi and remind them of who I am and what I do for a living, okay? All right. I can't afford one now. Here's the crazy thing about an assistant is because good assistants aren't free. They bring me the money. They should make you money. I mean, think about this. So let's just do this exercise, and I do this. So one of the things is that how much do you make per deal? $3,500, okay? Let's just and I'm just using $3,500. And if you close one more deal, you would make another $3,500, right? So if you had somebody calling your, and I got a list of stuff here, and I'm going to go to next in just a second. And I'll just go to that right now. So what if you spent your time, listen, because these are classes that we've done over the last 6 months. What if you spent your time literally farming your database? And we had a class on that, amazing class. Carl White did it for us just before Christmas. And you spent your time using Phone Burner to call your past database 3 to 4 times a year. And you spent your time, going out and marketing to expired listings or just current listing appointments that you're going to, or FSBOs using the flower pot strategy, okay? Run Facebook custom audience ads, we did a class on this, to your current and past database on a monthly basis so they remember who you are and what you do for a living. And one last thing, turn your Facebook likes and shares into commission checks like Sean shared with us last week. Now, here's the question that I ask you. What it's going to come down to is, one is, can somebody help you with your farming your database so it gets done? Can somebody help you send out the I like you postcards, or the personal victory story, like I'm a real person story, or here's, hey, a great accomplishment, I helped this veterans borrower get into a new home, never thought he'd buy a home again, and it was just so exciting helping somebody that served our country. That's a personal victory story for one of your clients. Somebody could totally help you with farming your database. Somebody could help you with phone burner. Flower pot strategy. Somebody could literally, if you hired somebody and said, listen, I want 3 flower pots a day ready for me to go at 8 a.m. tomorrow every single day. That is their job. That's one of their jobs. And here's the 3 listings. Here's how to find the listings. Here's how to get the listings. I'm going to come in and grab them and go deliver them. Literally, you could have that done. You could have someone set up your Facebook custom audience for you and run and go find all of your Facebook clients, past clients and current clients you've done business with. You could have them go find their Facebook ID and literally show up on their Facebook page every time they log into Facebook and see you as a real estate agent and go, oh, and anytime they were talking about a friend or family or coworker about buying or selling a home, you're going to be there because they're on Facebook 2 to 3 hours a day. And then how to turn your Facebook likes. Do you need to be the one liking stuff and commenting on stuff inside Facebook? Does anybody know if it's you or not? Isn't this, it's crazy stuff when you think about this, right? Here's the one thing that we ask ourselves is, how do you blank, and I should have broke this out there, how do you blank without blank? How do I farm my database without me doing it? How do I set up the flower pot strategy and implement it without me physically setting it up? How do I run Facebook custom audience without me doing it? It's pretty simple, right? You just find somebody that's good at that and loves doing it. Maybe it's only an hour to set it up and you spend $5 on Fiverr to do it. Or you hire somebody that says, listen, I need you to learn this Facebook custom audience ads thing. Watch this class, download this PowerPoint, and I want you to report back to me. Let's see, if today's Tuesday, I want you to report to me on Thursday and show me how to do it. And then I want to go find every single person I've ever done business with or ever talked to again, ever. And I want to friend them on Facebook. I want to run a Facebook custom audience, and I want to stay in front of their face until they buy, die, or opt out. All right? I don't think anybody's going to cancel their Facebook page. So, any questions on what I covered, Paul?
A couple people asking how to see the flower pot strategy.
Okay,
talking
cool.
about some aren't in the, somebody's asking about what is Fiverr.com, and it's FIVERR.com.
Yeah, I'm going to cover that here just a little bit.
And things like that. And the custom audience, that's a whole class by itself that
Yeah.
we'll probably need to revamp that one as you're talking about it, but not specifically about what you're talking about. You got a lot of engaged individuals on you right now.
Good. Okay, cool. So what does your assistant do? Like, what do you, like when you make this list up, well, anything that you don't want to do or anything you feel that, you know what, somebody can do this better than me, and I really don't care to do it. I know that it should be done, but man, I'm not doing it because I don't know how to do it. I don't have the time, right? I'm reacting to whatever's happening, and I'm doing what I think I should be doing. But man, I'm telling you, your life will change drastically. Post property on Facebook, e-marketing, brochures, MLS management, website, Facebook updates. I got a lot of virtual assistants. I'm going to give you a couple websites that I recommend. I have no affiliation to any of the stuff I'm going to recommend later on, but I'm going to give you some recommendations. And I've physically talked to the people that own these virtual assistant companies, and they specialize in real estate agents. So website, Facebook updates, mailers, sales flyers, homeroom photography, editing of images, newsletters, email blasts, seller, buyer packets, client thank you gift cards. I mean, I hired my daughter, and she's doing 5 a day of the send out cards that Gail Zintek was on. We did a class on that a while back. She's doing personal send out cards to 5 people a day for me. I love the strategy. I mean, it's just a way to go deep with your clients, and it's special. They can't throw a card away that has a picture of them on it. You know what I mean? So if you send a picture of a home in a card, and it's their home, they can't physically bring themselves to throw away that card, right? It's kind of funny. Everything I don't want to.
I almost said just now, Scotty, the only thing you've got missing on this list is any and everything that you don't want to do. That would be the only thing not seen, and you had it down We're on the
I
same
brought
page.
it up later, man. So what do? Open houses, plan your marketing, not necessarily implement it. What if you wanted to learn how to use Evernote, or wanted to learn how to use Hootsuite, or you wanted to learn the flower pot strategy? Somebody else can learn it for you and go, here's what we need, here's what we need to do, and here's how much we need to do it. Great. When can you make it happen? By tomorrow morning. Awesome. I'll report back to me when you're ready to go, and I'll go deliver them. Right? That's how easy that is. Call your leads, market to expired presentations, get really good at the results in advance, the law of reciprocity, mastermind with other like-minded people, which I can't stress enough is so, so important. Strategic planning every 2 weeks. Now, we as a group, we have a coaching group where every 2 weeks we are on the phone as a group, and like there's 4 on a group, and we hold each other accountable. And we have certain things that we say we're going to do depending on what our goals, dreams, and desires are for the 12-month period. We meet every 2 weeks and go, here's what I'm going to do the next 2 weeks. Okay. And then we get on as a group 2 weeks later and go, did you do it? Oh, I got this, and this done, but I didn't finish this. Okay, what got in the way? Can we delegate, reduce, or eliminate that totally so you can get this done? Because it's only hurting you, right? Only the things that you want to do. So that's just a little what you should be doing, strategizing. You could have your assistant on these calls learning, okay, hey, give me the bullet points or give me the cliff notes of the class and what you feel would be a good fit for who we are and how we do business, and then we'll, let's talk about it. I know I have groups of agents that sit around in a conference room watching this class, and then afterwards they all collaborate and go, okay, I like this part, I like that part, I like this part. What a great way to hang around like-minded people who truly want their success and then find, just hold each other accountable. It's a great way to do it. All right? Strategize. That's the strategize part, right?
And that goes back to all of those tasks that you just showed on that what do I do list. Those are all the strategic things. Not a single thing on there was tactical.
I know.
Those are all the strategic things that you can do. And that, obviously those are the things that are the high dollar activities. Right on.
So, but I'm a control freak. That's what I hear. I'm a control freak. I had this conversation this morning. I'm a control freak. I can't let it go. Can't do it. I'm the one. I'm the best one for the job, right? Well, my clients, referral partners, need to talk to me about all things. Do you talk to your doctor about billing? No. Does your doctor call you and say, hey, Paul, man, hey, I heard you looking to come in and see me. Hey, what time was good for you? Got an opening. And then you get to the doctor's office, and they're like, and the doctor's standing there at the window going, Paul, man, thanks for coming in. All right, come on back. Let me take you back to the room. And the doctor walks in, and he does all that stuff, right? No, man, we don't expect that. And people don't expect that either. They just want to be taken care of. They want to feel good. It's not about what we do or what we say. It's how we make them feel. And if the people that are taking care of your people for you make them feel comfortable and loved and they're safe and they're being taken care of and they're calling for you, like, hey, Paul wanted me to give you a call, that's a huge deal. It's totally okay, too, as well. So the Dr. Butler story. So this is kind of funny. So Carl's wife, and I use this story because it's a great story. So Carl's wife goes to the dentist, and his name is Dr. Butler, a very high-end doctor, and so his wife, Maria, comes home. Maria says, Dr. Butler called me today. A day later, Dr. Butler called me today. Dr. Butler called you. Yep. Just wanted to check and see how I was doing, how I was feeling. Dr. Butler called you and asked, yeah, Dr. Butler called me today. Yeah, it's like, wasn't that nice? Okay. Dr. Butler picked up the phone and called Maria, you, and asked how you were. Well, one of his assistants did. But when they called, they said, Dr. Butler wanted me to give you a call and ask you how you were doing. Right? She thought that Dr. Butler called her. She felt that, right? Christy is my partner, and this is it goes. So if you talk up your partner, and I like to say partners because people just want to. I want to talk to the owner. Who is the owner? Who's the boss? I want to talk to the boss. Well, if there's a partner, not an assistant, but a partner, they're equal ground. So my partner does this and this. She specializes in this, and man, if she calls you, make sure you call her back because she might have a question, so we can keep the transaction going. As long as you set the expectation of who these people are on your team. They specialize in this, and they do this, and they're really good at communication. So if they call you, make sure they call you back. You got to always be upsell. Your team has to upsell you, and you have to upsell your team. If it goes both ways, you have an amazing life and an amazing freedom because if you're not there, you're okay. Everything keeps moving. All right, so where to find assistants? I've had great luck with title companies, real estate offices, just talking to the other people in real estate. Hey, you got anybody that works good? What VA are you using to do this or that? I'm going to give you a bunch of suggestions. I tell you guys, restaurants, when people wait on you, the stuff they go through, oh my God, they got a smiley face, and you've been to the restaurant 6 times, and every single time you request that waitress, that might be a sign that they would be a good fit to talk with your people and hang with your people because she makes you or he makes you feel good. That would be a great assistant or partner to have. Craigslist, smiling faces at cash registers, tell your friends you are looking for someone. Friends are a great one to go with as well. So do I share my assistant with other agents? That's up to you. I personally feel that it's hard to serve more than one master, or masters or misses or whatever, but I think depending on what the actual chore is or task is that they're doing, as long as it's results driven and you can base whatever they're doing on the results, then you can base out whether they're doing good or not, right? So if you shared an assistant and you guys were on the same team, absolutely. Maybe you have 4 of you on a team and they do each individual thing for each one of you, and you can base it on results because you all win as a team, then absolutely that would work in my eyes. How much do I pay them? Good quality people for less money than you think. Start them off on a 60-day trial. This is really important. So you always want to make sure that, hey, this is a 60-day trial. I want to make sure that you're a good fit for us and we're a good fit for you. And this is where I'm going to start you off at. And typically the ranges, and I'm going to show a place where you can get somebody for $2.50 an hour and then all the way up to $15 an hour. So whether you want someone in-house or you want someone that's a virtual assistant that you don't have to manage, and I'll give you some pros and cons on that. All right? So reasons to hire a virtual assistant: can complete a lot of tasks for a low cost, free your time up to make the money and build relationships. Guys, our business, we're not in the real estate business. We're in the marketing to our database business. We're in the building relationships business, right? Help you focus on your 80-20. Your assistant should want you to be doing the 20% so they have a safe job environment where their job is secure. If they're doing stuff and you're helping them, they're going to go, why am I here, right? What, go out and do what you're supposed to. Why don't you tell me what you're supposed to do, and I'll hold you accountable. I love an assistant that goes, Scott, you're not supposed to be here. Why are you here? Why are you on the phone with that person? That's the assistant I tell you, man, that is just so freeing. It's just insane. Help you delegate tasks that you don't want to be working on or shouldn't be doing yourself, okay? The range of skills you can find in VA is limitless. It's insanity. So VA
I've seen everything from building websites for people to follow-up phone calls for people from a virtual assistant at $2, $2.50 an hour.
Oh, yeah. VA effectiveness. So virtual assistant, here's a couple pros and cons. So can't physically tap an assistant on the shoulder that you need them to do something right now. With Gene, Join.me, Skype, or GoToMeeting, you can communicate and look over each other's shoulders, kind of like talk, communicate, whatever. Virtual assistant doesn't interrupt you by walking in your office, which could be a problem sometimes. It's like, hey, what about this? What about this? So if you have your $1 million hour or 2 hours when you're making your phone calls to your past database and they keep interrupting you, it's going to take you 3-4 hours to do it, right? So hard to monitor virtual assistants staying on task. There are websites you can use, but the real measure, and this is the big one, is results. If you are getting more likes and more comments and more shares and your clients are just happier at the closing table and the communication is good and you show up to a closing and, God, you don't even remember their name because your partner has communicated with them all the way through the process and they bring everybody flowers except for you, that's a good thing because you're not part of the equation, but you started the equation and turned it over to your team. That means your team's doing a good job. I had a good friend of mine. She showed up at the office and the closing was at her office. And everybody had flowers, and everybody's celebrating this new home ownership, and nobody knew who she was. And she's like, man, do I get up, like, is that an ego thing? Can I deal with that? She goes, but I'm the one that got the check, right? So you got to let some of the stuff go so you can have a little bit of freedom. It was kind of cool. In-house effectiveness can run errands for you, Office Depot, post office lunch, make you crawl out of bed and get dressed for the day. So if you know your assistant's going to be there, I'm telling you, it does help that I can't let them there by themselves, right? helps keep you focused on being your coach or boss, which I love. We have, as a team, hold each other accountable, and it's strict. It gets really strict sometimes. Easier to catch the vision when they overhear the day, like, so from day-to-day operations, when you're saying something to a buyer or a seller, or you're presenting, or maybe you even bring them in to present and they stop by your office, they hear you say certain things. They kind of get to eat, live, and breathe your culture, who you are and how you do business and what you do and all that stuff. So it really is a huge asset to have somebody there in your office, in my opinion, depending on the situation. Some of the stuff, they don't need to be there. Some of the stuff, they're going to be meeting with clients, talking with clients, and stuff like that. Absolutely, it would be just a good to have them there 24/7. Expenses, virtual wins. No extra phone line, no extra computer, no desk space. Doesn't distract from your 80/20. No payroll taxes, no water, snacks, no office supplies, no software, no printer and ink, right? So they're literally virtual. No office hanky-panky, which could be very expensive, right, Paul? I'm not insinuating that. No, I didn't go there. I shouldn't have said your name.
I didn't do anything like that.
Yeah, no, I know.
But yes, it can be expensive, and because there is just a lot of things that can go wrong with that situation.
Yeah, and I don't know why I have LOs here. I kind of messed that up. I sometimes lose track there. So let me just change this right now. Agents. All right, so let me go right to slideshow, and from the current slide. So virtual versus in-house for each of these, okay? So executive assistant checks your, get this. So this is when you really know that you let go. Checks your voicemail, orders your lunch, checks your email. How many people on this call would love, give me a couple yeses or nos, would love to delegate their email? Probably no yeses on that. Yeah, there's going to be a million of them, okay? How much time in a day would that free up if you only received the emails that were important? It would, 45 minutes, hour and a half, 2 hours, right? We carry our phones around and we keep hitting the refresh button, refresh. It's like instant gratification, right? Ooh, 3 more emails. Yeah, okay, cool. Oh, nothing there. Okay. So schedule your doctor's appointments, put gas in your car, manage your calendar, run your errands. So I come in. This is a good example. So I come in and I have a rental property, and I have a well issue. Excuse me, a septic issue. And because of the hard winters we have in Michigan, sometimes if you have a septic, you have issues with it. So they call me and like, oh my God, I've never dealt with this house septic, and I'm like literally stressing and like anxiety, like I don't have time to deal and call the health department and find out where the septic is, and I got to get it pumped and bleh. So I come in, I'm like, wait a minute, hey Vicky, can you and I know she's in the car right now, and I sincerely appreciate her, and she's my right hand, left hand, and left foot, and she gives me one leg to walk on, but she calls the health department, gets the information, calls the person to book the appointment, and like everything's taken care of. It's just done. She had like in 2 seconds where I stressed over it for an hour, right? Stuff like that is huge. Implementation assistant, Facebook postings, call your past database, calling prospective referral partners, video marketing, editing, blogging, creation, agentmastermind.com management. No mortgage experience necessary, in-house or virtual. Loan coordinator, liaison between processor and you. There's all kinds of mini-me, license take steps, all kinds of different stuff. Sources of virtual assistants. Here's the big one, man. I tell you, Vicky always brings this up. So what were we doing the other day? We were trying to do. Okay. So we had a new logo for Agent Mastermind. We're like, hey, who can help us with this logo? And she's like, let's send it to Fiverr. And they literally for $5 will give us 3 different versions. We're like, okay.
I did the same thing about a week ago. I had a video that I had some cool infographics that I wanted my audio to play with the infographics over top of it, with a little me live, and then at the end them live. I sent them both videos, and literally 3 hours later, for $5, 3 hours later, I had a video with me in the front, my audio in the background, the infographics going, and me at the end. For $5 in 3 hours.
$5. Yeah, $5. And we sit here and sweat it and buy these $100, $200-$300 software to edit it.
And I've got all of them. I've got all the video editing software you can think of, but I could not figure out how to do that. For $5, it was done, and I didn't have to do anything other than get my email and download it when it was finished.
Right, I know. Odesk is another one. Pay per job or per hour, $5 to $100 per hour, depending on what you want done. OnlineJobs.ph is the one for the Philippine employees. They do a great job. We have a bunch of people that are personal friends of mine that have a team of them working for them and do all editing videos, and they make phone calls for them. And like,
something I want to make clear about the virtual assistants at onlinejobs.ph. Yes, it's $2 to $3 an hour, and that seems to us like, ooh, are we going to get the same quality of person? Is it, for $3 an hour, how good can the work actually be? It's not that that you're going to get a less quality person or a less quality job done. Quite frankly, some of the best work I've seen technology-wise have come from the employees that we hire from the Philippines. It's just that the cost of living is very different. For us, it cost us $4 for a dozen eggs. Right. And in the Philippines, it costs them $1 for a dozen eggs. It's just a very different cost of living, and that's where the difference is. It's not a different person.
The US, I'm all in favor of supporting the U.S. Amen on that. I'm totally. But I mean, sometimes if you need something small done and they can do it in 8 hours, that takes us 16 hours, and they work. I mean, they work at night while we're sleeping. I mean, there's just certain things. I mean, it's a commerce country, so. Another one that OnCallVAS.com. Great lady. She does a ton of stuff. In fact, I would check her website out. Real Support Incorporated. More of a and then there's another one. List to Close Assistant. So OnCall VAS is specifically for real estate agents. List to Close Assistant is specifically for real estate agents. I'm not real sure on. Maybe Paul knows more about this one, but these two right here, both I've heard about and talked to. Specifically, so those two are there. Check this out. So if you go to Fiverr, like literally go to Fiverr, and this just blows my mind. So let me just do this really quick. So Fiverr, FIVERR.com. I want to show you guys this. So let's see. I'm gonna go video editing. All right, video editing. Nope, I don't want to do that. So here we go. I will do amazing video editing, $5. I will do professional video editing, $5. I will do video editing professionally, $5. I will provide quick video editing service. I will do professional HD video editing. I will. There's even green. Say you want to do a green screen, and you do your green screen video, right? So green screen video editing. Check this out. I will edit your green screen videos. I will edit your green screen video. I will edit your green screen videos for $5. I'm telling you, you think that it's a joke, but these guys are good. These guys are really good. They're just so good. I don't get it. I don't understand this, but I'm telling you, I've used these guys for video intros. I've used them to edit videos. I've used them for logos. I've used them. I mean, anything you want. I mean, say you want a blog post. You want a blog post, and you go, all right, 400-word blog post. All right. Let's see. I will write a 300 to 400-word article or blog post. I will write a 400-word article blog post. I mean, so like you give them a topic, and they'll write a blog post about it. And we've tried these, Paul. We've tried these, and they're like, we did one on like something we know about, video editing, and like, it was really good. We're like, wow, okay, this is cool. And so like for me to sit here and write a 400-word, it's going to take me. I mean, think about. So when you go back to go, how much do I make per hour? Go back to that PowerPoint slide and go, $48 an hour. Yeah, okay. I can have a blog article done for $5 and it's going to take a day to get it, but who cares? Fiverr.com. All right. Free to join, $5 for any gig, more for extras. There's some extras that you can pay for. Every once in a while, it's an extra $5 for this or $5 for that. You can have anything.
They're very upfront about it too. As you go in there, they'll list what the additionals will be. So when you select somebody to do your gig, if there are additional things that they can do with that specific gig, they'll list them and then what the cost will be. I think the highest we've ever paid was like $15 for a specific gig, but that was a pretty major thing that we had done.
Right on. I did a Facebook header one time just to see, and I think I paid $20. I just literally checked all the boxes, so I'm like, if I have to pay $20 for a Facebook header and it's good, that is awesome, right? I mean, I'm like, okay, I'll pay that. more of a one-time gig, but you could hire someone over and over again. You can do like, so you spend 10 times $5. Odesk, same thing. Recruit, search for freelancers, and they give you bids, and they'll tell you people that fit the criteria of what you want to go for. Odesk, free to sign up. Pay ranges from $3 to $100 per hour. Wide range of services. Have to have a credit card on file to post a job. Payment is done through Odesk. Tracking of hours is done through Odesk, and great for projects or ongoing stuff. Onlinejobs.ph, you can go check that out. Same thing. That's anywhere from $2 to $3 an hour. Can find someone for any job, post a job, or find workers yourself. Here's some sample listings, and I have the whole thing for you. I'll make sure that I'll post it. Just get with the loan professional that sent you here, and he'll get you a copy of this. So important. And here's the sample posting to get to like hire somebody. And I love this one. It works every time. Please send a sample voice recording answering the 3 questions listed at the end. And you can pretty much give them any. So here's what you're looking for. You're looking for them to follow directions. Are they truly reading? I don't know if you guys have watched the show, oh my God, Draft Day. So Draft Day, one of the cool things that they did, if you've seen that show, you know what I'm talking about. So Paul, you'll like this. So they had when they're recruiting, they would send the playbooks to the players, and the very last page of the playbook, they would put a $100 bill, and then they would ask them questions about they would see if it came up, the $100 bill. If it didn't come up, they knew that they didn't read the playbook, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool. And so, yeah, if you haven't seen that movie, I'd highly recommend it. But this is a real good ad. Top City Real Estate Agent for successful real estate companies looking for a go-getter assistant, someone who is self-starter, efficient multitasker, great with people. So I'll make sure you get a copy of this ad. Follow-up email. If they don't send a recording, use a canned response to follow up. Simply reply, thank you for your interest. To move to the next round of interviews, please send a sample voice recording answering the following 3 questions. Describe your past experience as a virtual assistant. Why do you feel you are a good candidate for the position? What are some of your hobbies or things you enjoy doing when you are not working? Now, why do you want to hear their voice on the phone? Man, I'm telling you, first impressions are by phone. Like, if you guys all know and have been through this, you call somebody, literally it can take your mood from great to, oh my God, I'll never do business with this company, or that lady was horrible on the phone. It's so important. It's not about what you do or what you say. It's how you make them feel. Some people just, like, when somebody answers the phone, you're like, oh my God, that lady was so nice, or that guy was so nice, right?
Mm.
That's what you're looking for when you're hiring an assistant, okay? So I'm going to show you how to do this. So you can, we will review the submissions and contact you via email and Skype if you're selected for the next round of interviews. So you kind of have a step process here. So screening candidates. As submissions come through, listen to the recording. If they did not send a voice recording, send the canned response. If you have one, like, email them back to set up a time to chat via Skype. Add them on Skype and interview them via messaging or phone call.
Make sure that they sound the same. The reason we do that second part is we want to ensure that the recording that we heard that got them to that next step, that made us like them, that they're going to sound the same in a regular conversation, because sometimes with a canned response kind of recording, they can practice that and make sure they've got all the words correctly. But you want to make sure that they've got that Skype interview is your chance to get to know them, to see them, to hear them, make sure they've got a great understanding of the English language and are fluent. It's not just they read a script very well.
Right on, right on. Cool. All right, so how to interview, hiring a VA. When you find someone you like, offer them the positions through Skype, right? Recommend starting wage. Recommend you have them start on Monday, paid bi-weekly on every other Friday. Focus on one item in the beginning to learn. Set up listings for flower pot strategy, maybe video marketing, and guys, we have all the training for all that stuff. So as an agent, get with your loan professional. They can provide you training for this stuff, and there's some other suggestions I'm going to give you here in just a second. So phone calling, maybe have them call your past, like set up phone burner, and hey, I want you to call, I'm going to record the message, but I want you to call 200 people in the next 4 days. Boom, man. That's just knock it out of the park, right? Paying your VA, usually through PayPal, or sometimes they'll invoice you through PayPal. Payments.ph is another one. Source for in-house assistance. So Craigslist.com, $25 per posting. Monster.com, $295 for 60 days. LinkedIn, $195 for 30-day posting. Bulk discounts available. Indeed.com, pay-per-click on your jobs, add a $25 to $1.50 per click. So a couple different ideas there if you like. Write small cash to checks, big cash. Write small checks to cash, big checks. I love this strategy. So Gmail email is free. So what we do is we create an anonymous Gmail address, okay? Because you don't want 100 applicants or 50. We've sometimes had 70, 80 applicants come in, right? It's insane. So you don't want your email flooded with this type of stuff. So get a Gmail email. Like I just typed this in here. This doesn't exist, so don't email me here. But toprealestatecompany@gmail.com. You could have your name at gmail.com. Not your name, but you could have whatever you want. Looking for VA@gmail.com. Whatever you want. Set up a Google Voice number. So each Gmail, you get all of the Google stuff with it. You get a Google Voice number. We're probably we need to do a class on the Google Voice thing because I think it's really important. Not only that, it gets it off your cell phone and it puts it on the web and unlimited voicemail. Okay, so you set up a Google Voice number inside Google. It's just google.com/voice or something like that. And you have your own. So that's the email and the phone number that you use. So they're not calling your cell phone. They're not emailing your normal email. So it's out of your inbox and somebody else can manage it and you can forward it and all that stuff. Leave a custom voicemail greeting like, hey, congratulations, you've made it to step 2 of the hiring process for the top real estate company in Texas Township. And so please answer the 2 questions. One is, why do you think we should pick you first? What do you do for fun? Or whatever questions you want to have, right? And then leave the voicemail. You like their voice. You call them back, have another interview like Paul said, and you're off and running. Create job site account using the email. So everything you do to hire these people. And we're always looking for people because I work with a lot of people and I'm always trying to help and so find good people. So we're always like circulating through different VAs to find out which ones work and which ones are good at, some VAs are good at this thing and some VAs are good at that because not everybody can edit videos, right? I mean, let's just face it. Set up canned response for applicants. Only set up face-to-face interviews with people who follow the process. Very important. If they can't follow the process, you're going to have a hard time with them no matter what because we are very structured. You got to do this, and this. We actually take it a step further and have them fill out, once we like them and they get to step 3, we have them fill out a DISC profile to find out where they rate on the DISC profile, DICS. Very important. Sample in-house ad. Top producing real estate agent in Tampa is looking for a go-getter. Here's this an ad and here's how would your sample in-house continued? So have at least 2 years of personal experience. I can give you a copy of this one too. How would your friends and family describe your personality? Very, very important. Describe some of the phone calls you've made in previous positions. Why are you a good fit for our company? Real estate company, mortgage company, it works for both. Interview questions. So here's a place to go. You can download a great list of job interview questions at budural.com/get-to-know-me. Don't put in www or it won't work for some reason. So put in budurl.com/get-to-know-me. Everybody got that? All right. So there's a bunch of job interview questions that you can use. Great questions there. When it's time to say goodbye, this is important, and we'll finish up with it. So the moment you start questioning whether the employee is going to work for you, it's time to move on, unfortunately.
Our good friend likes to say,
yeah,
quick,
yeah, the
quick,
little joke.
No, not that one. Slow to hire, quick to fire is the best process. I'll save that other one for not mixed company.
You know, it's funny you bring that up. So I'm listening to this recording from Simon Sinek, and this company went out and they said, you know what? And I think I told this story last week, maybe not last week, but they said, okay, we're gonna install a policy. I'm gonna sneeze here real quick.
Bless you, Scotty. That's always fun.
Sorry about that.
Bless you, my friend.
Okay. Woo. Woo. The sun just came out, man. I'm like, holy crap, what is that? All right, so change your, okay, so this company, they implemented this strategy. They said, you cannot fire anybody. Get this. So I seriously think about this. So they said, when you hire somebody, you can't fire them. Anybody that's working for the company, we can't fire them. We have to help them. We have to educate them. We have to coach them to make sure they can be a better person. The only way we can let them go is if they undermine somebody in the company or they're doing something outside the company that's a conflict of company rules. That's the only way we can let them go. They would literally interview 100 people. One person would get hired. They went from a 40% turnover rate to a 1%. And they're talking companies like Google and Facebook and stuff like that. And so what I'm saying is, it's not about the money. It's because people were getting offered higher positions at higher money. What it's about is feeling safe and feeling comfortable and feeling good about where you work and who you work for. That's what's the most important, and they proved it with that study, with that company. The productivity went up 60%. Turnover rate went down to 1%, Paul. 1%.
That's amazing.
All right? So never do it in front of employees. Change your password. So when you go to hire somebody, think about it. Like, you know what? I'm going to really put some time and effort into this. Mark it on your calendar. I'm going to work at hiring somebody from 12 to 2. That's what I'm going to do. And nobody interrupt me. I'm going to talk to people like that have applied. I'm going to listen to the recordings and just take the time out. No interruptions. Find that person and make sure and think of the mentality of I can never let this person go. Put some heart and soul into it. Don't be a jerk, even if they are. Never post anything about it on social media, of course. Just don't go there. So steps letting somebody go. I'll give you guys this. I won't spend any time with this. So always take the high road. I can't stress that enough. Just go into it going, you know what, they're going to be upset. They're going to be, whatever. So you never know when something will come back to bite you in the rear. Plus, you feel good when you do take the high road. All right? So task your VA can complete. Guys, look, build and manage your profile. Create and manage groups. Increase connections. Create and manage account on Twitter. Tweet for you. Video marketing, editing videos, email, post videos for your database, post to social media sites. Pinterest, daily, weekly posts, videos, pics, new listings, sold listings, testimonials. I don't know if you guys have thought about this, but Pinterest is a big deal when you're talking about Stacy Staub. She does every single one she ever sells. She puts up, she puts a bunch of other stuff on there, but one of the links she has is sold listings. So when she goes in to show somebody, say, I just want to share some of the homes that I've sold, and it's right there on the huge social media site, Pinterest, and that's just one of her boards. Testimonials are huge. Have a testimonial on Pinterest, and people can go to the closing for you, take pictures, and build that brand for you, or that culture for you, helping people achieve their goals, dreams, and desires when it comes to buying and selling a home. Animoto videos, all kinds of stuff there. Agents Hunt for Advantage, upload properties, build property blogs, monitor leads, Craigslist posting, build fan pages. I mean, guys, the list goes on and on and on and on. So what your task is to make a list of everything you do, and you can get a copy of this PowerPoint to have help with it. But I would just start
tactical
keeping track,
stuff right there.
hour by hour by hour, what you're doing.
I said all that's tactical stuff right there. With blog posts and comment and just the tactical things, the little minutia things, the 80% that only makes you 20% of your income.
20% of your income. I'm telling you, if you deleted 80, the 80%, you only would drop you literally focused on the 20, you would only lose. Think about that. You literally would delete it. Now, we have this saying called READ, right? R-E-A-D. Reduce, eliminate, automate, or delegate. And maybe next to the $48 an hour, underneath it, put READ, R-E-A-D. Reduce, eliminate, automate, or delegate. And actually, your delegate could be delete. So I don't know if you guys have heard about Linda. Amazing, amazing site. Literally, if you want to learn anything about anything, she will teach you. They got videos on it. They're always up to date. I have nothing but good things to say about Linda, lynda.com business training. Good stuff. Good place to go. So no affiliation whatsoever. There's that. Where do you start? So write down a list of all the things. So here's what I would love. I would love to see somebody do this on our page. Write down all the list of things you do in a day and separate the two lists 80-20. Hire someone to start doing things on the 80% list so you can focus on the 20% and watch the change. So one of the exercises.
Here's the hard part of this challenge, guys.
Yeah.
If you go back to that slide, Scotty.
Yep.
The hard part of this challenge, 100%, is when you're making that list, when you're creating a list of the things that you do in your day that is 80% is the tactical, the other 20% is the strategic. The hardest part is being honest with those items.
Absolutely.
Being 100% straight up honest about all the things you do in your business. Include the time you're spending on Facebook, the time you're spending at the water cooler, the time you're spending looking at the site where you check out your kids' grades. I mean, those are things that you do in your day. That is part of your day, and being honest about those things is the hard part. No question about it. It's simple to say it, but very difficult to actually do it.
So here's what you do on a daily. This needs to be done every single day. So like Paul's the boss, right? Like Paul owns the company. I'm his partner, right? So Paul has these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, these 10 things to do. So at night before the next day, you have to plan out your day. You got to know what you're going to do so you can get something done. If you just go in and go, man, I don't really know what I'm going to do, I'm just going to start reacting, that's when nothing gets done because bad stuff happens. So here's how you do it. So Paul goes, check my email. Yeah, I want to do that. Okay. Video editing. Nope, Scott can do that. Let's see. Return calls to past clients. Scott can do that for me. Let's see. What else? Go to the post office, drop off a mail. Well, Scott can do that. So you literally get to where you have 1 or 2 things and Scott's doing the rest, or whoever your assistant is doing the rest, and every single day. So you know exactly, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Like maybe I'll do these 3. I have to do these 3 things. I got to go show a home. All right, I'm going to do that. I got to be there for a home inspection. You know what? Scott can do that. You know, so you start that. So you go, okay, I got to do this, 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 and this. Then you can start filling in your calendars each and every day with highly money-making, productive activity. Amazing, amazing way to do that, and it should be done on a daily basis. All right.
Love it.
All right, guys, I sincerely appreciate you guys being here. Paul, is there any questions that I can answer for anybody or any?
The main question I'm getting from the vast majority of the group is, number one question I'm getting is, how do I get a copy of the PowerPoint that has the list of what the things an assistant can be doing?
Sure.
To get access to the PowerPoint and the recording if you want to watch again or if you missed a specific part, just contact the loan professional who invited you today. They can get you access to all of those things. Mary is asking, you know, how do we start? It goes back to get started, Mary, the first and foremost thing you need to do is start making that list of the things that you do every single day. Make a list of the things that you're doing in your day-to-day business every single day and look at that list. Figure out what are the things that you're doing that are not part of your high-dollar activities. Separate them, basically.
Hey, Paul, can you unmute her? Can you unmute her really quick?
Absolutely.
She's muted up. Okay.
Let me see if let me scroll down and find her real quick here.
Mary, we'd like to ask you. This is how you do it, and I'm so glad you asked this question because this is really where the rubber meets the road. See if she's mic'd up. If you're mic'd up, he's going to unmute you, and I'll ask you a couple questions.
Why am I not? Oh, I didn't go far enough. Hold on. Hey, Mary, are you mic'd up today?
I don't think so.
Oh, you are. We hear you. How are you?
I am.
Hey.
Yay! One thing off my list. Yay.
There you go. Thanks for joining us today. I appreciate you. Appreciate you being here.
Well, I enjoyed it.
Okay, good. So here's the thing, Mary. So like in this isn't going to be your list, and there's no right or wrong list. Okay, so don't think that like copy this stuff, but let's just assume that this is your list. Okay.
Okay.
So Mary, I'm going to give you one choice. You get to pick one thing. What is the one thing that if you don't do it over the next 90 days, you're going to be out of business? What would that one thing be out of this list right here?
I'll be out of business if I didn't.
If you didn't do it, yep.
Calling and meeting new clients.
Calling, okay, I love that one.
That's a good one.
And again, guys, there's no right or wrong answer to this because some people might like talking to people, some people might not like talking to people. So there's no right or wrong answer to what Mary's saying here. Okay, Mary, you know what? You're an awesome person. And I really appreciate you being here. I'm going to give you one more. What is one more thing that if you don't do it, in the next 90 days, you're going to be out of business?
Oh, I got you. Okay, so talk to clients that are in process.
Talk to clients. I love that. Very good. Again, there's no right or wrong answer. And Mary, you know what? Just because it's Tuesday and you're an awesome person, I'm going to give you one more thing.
Am I missing it or something?
No. No.
No wrong answers, but keep guessing, Mary.
No, I just want people to know when you make your list, like, because some people go, you know what, my thing is bookkeeping. I'm from an accountant background and I love doing the numbers thing. Well, then you just need to hire somebody to talk to your clients and call your meeting. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that that's you. I just keep saying there's for whoever does this exercise. Don't think that, man, if I'm not talking to clients, I'm going to be out of business, because maybe that's just not what you like to do. You know what I mean? You're chosen relationship. You know what I mean? So one more thing.
I'd say plan your day.
I love that. Okay. So, Mary, look at me in my social media eyes.
All right, I'm right here with you. Okay.
And tell me that if you did the next 90 days, 8 hours a day, do nothing but calling, meeting new clients, referral partners, talking to clients in process, and planning your day, that you would not literally double or triple your business in the next 90 days.
I would. Is that a double negative?
No, you would.
No, I would double my business. There's no question. If you planned your day, delegated things that I don't need to do that I'm spending too much time on, and simply called and met clients, and you would be doubling your business.
Absolutely. So the thing is, could you delegate your emails? Absolutely. You just only get the emails you get. Could somebody make your lunch? Yes. And so if you doubled your business, literally, what does that mean for your year-end numbers? I mean, think about that. You know what I'm saying?
What's that mean for your family?
It'd be what?
I said a happy broker.
Oh, my God, yeah. So return calls. You could have somebody do that. Put out fires. If they can't put out fires, they're not the right person. Check status of fires. Like, literally, so if you did these 3 things and hired somebody to go in, so people go, well, how do I find my list of stuff for my assistant to do? I just gave you your list. Check emails, make lunch, return calls, put out fires, check status of files, open houses, calling leads, show homes, do monthly mailers, go to Office Depot, video mark. I mean, there you go. It's that easy.
It is, yep.
Yeah, Vicki.
Another thought to your actual list is everything. I kind of break it down into systems. So you have your listing coordinator and you have your closing coordinator. So everything that listing coordinator does, once you bring a listing into the office, that can be put into action. And then once it turns pending, then all those duties can be put into action, and including the pre-listing coordinator, the marketing side of it. So, gosh, that could go. You could just be endless with having to put up a sign, having to do the key box, having to do the automotive video. I mean, it goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
So break it down.
Break it down into a system. I mean, the reports that you send out, the listing coordinator does on a monthly basis to the sellers to let them know, where their home is being advertised and seen. That and alone, that one communication tool is huge.
It's huge. Yeah, and Vicki, why was I doing this class?
She put a little post in there. Can you unmute me? I got a couple of things. I'm like, heck, the guru is asking yes.
Yeah. My boss is wanting to talk.
Make a full list for you guys. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
So I think we all need to clone Vicki.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, that would be a beautiful thing. Vicki's here to help, though. She's on our class. She's always here with us. So if you ever have any questions, she's always on our group too. So she's on our group. So if you have any questions, guys, go to, and if if you're joining us for the first time, go to facebook.com/groups/Agent Masterminds. Vicki is there just as much as I am. And guys, we're just here to help you guys have a better life, have more success, more freedom, whatever it is you want as far as your goals, dreams, and desires. So, Mary, appreciate you so much. And,
thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. Where are you calling in from?
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis. Love it up there. Cool. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, you're welcome.
All right. Have a good day, my friends. And, hey, guys, special guest next week, Dean Jackson's going to be on the call with us. I'm super excited.
Nice.
For the first time, real estate tycoon that he is. So he's got a great class for us. So next Tuesday, 12 Eastern, we'll be here, same time, same place. Paul, I appreciate you, brother. Vicki, as always a pleasure having you in my life. And we'll see you next week.
Cheers.